Hello, Pflugerville, Texas. Dr. Jeff Boerger here from Body Tracks Chiropractic and Weight Loss. And what we're doing today is we're answering questions that we are asked often. So one of the big questions that I'm asked often is, what are these muscle spasms in my back and why are they there? I mean, they're making me miserable. Well, a lot of times that is the first time I meet somebody in a chiropractor's office because they're having these pains. And I try to explain to them this way. We've all hit our funny bone, boom, and that's a real quick burst of pain and then it's over. I mean, it's so ridiculous, we call it a funny bone. But imagine if there's some vertebrae in your back that are twisted and torqued in such a way where it's constantly putting pressure on that nerve. Can you see how that's causing that spasm back there and that constant pain? So as a chiropractor, one of the first things we look at and one of the first things we do if we detect a subluxation is we adjust that bone in just such a way to pull it away from that nerve so that it can work. And we're very gentle, very specific, and that's the key. You have to be very specific and go the right direction. I mean, you can have anybody jump on your back or stand on your back and make it pop. That's not the point. It's to move it in the right direction. And so that is literally what we do to start to get rid of these muscle spasms. But here in our society, in the society that we live in right now, there's a whole nother cause for muscle spasms, especially chronic muscle spasms. So as I'm explaining this, look into your own life and see if you're not doing some of these things that are causing these so that we can get you help. First things first, God has designed us to where your head should be over your shoulders like this. And yet so often in our daily lives, we're playing with our phones down like this. We're on the computer and we're stuck forward like this. Do you see how the muscles that were designed just to hold us in balance are now being way overworked because your head's stuck forward like this while you're at work? That is very specific. And when those muscles get tired, they spasm. Wait a second, why do those spasm? Let's do a little bit more explanation. God has designed us with two very, very specific types of muscles. One type of muscles are voluntary muscles. These are like your biceps right here. You can voluntarily tell them to move and they will move whatever direction you tell them to or think to move it to. There's a whole nother set of muscles called involuntary muscles. I personally like to call them postural muscles because postural muscles are literally the ones that hold us up and out like this. Postural muscles work like this. When I tell my biceps to move, they tighten up over on this side so I don't lose my balance and fall over. Okay, so now we're back to the voluntary muscles. Let's say you're gonna work these muscles out to the point of exhaustion. When they reach exhaustion, they will literally collapse and they're not gonna move again until you give them some time to heal, and then they'll start moving again. They'll be sore, but they'll be moving again. Postural muscles, or those involuntary muscles, work very, very different. When they get exhausted, they spasm, and they hold tight, and they're not gonna let go. Now, why would they do that? Because does a muscle spasm ever feel good? No, not even close. And it's literally, God designed us this way. So, because when your postural muscles, if they didn't spasm, if they collapse like the voluntary muscles, you would collapse and you'd most likely die because they're also responsible for breathing. So we work a lot with people, and that's a real good indicator on how much consistency of chiropractic care, especially if you're like this, working on a computer. I'm sorry, you need to see a chiropractor once a week to keep this up and out and keep those muscle spasms away. Well, I hope this has helped answer some of your questions. Don't hesitate, write an email, a comment, get a hold of us. We'll get your questions answered. You have a great day, and I hope this video helped. Please share it with somebody you know who's suffering with chronic muscle spasm, especially the fibromyalgia patients. They know exactly what I'm talking about. Thank you.